Let's get it going, family. Our season 2, episode 11 guest, none other than faculty member, goated artist, goated muralist, goated illustrator, community member that's been going crazy all over the US, not gonna lie. Activist, he's in his activist bag, he's in his community help bag. We'll get into that conversation. Just a goated member, beloved member of the Onaji family. We got my guy JamStarX in the building. Put some dubs in
Hey,
my guy Jam. What's the word, family? How you doing?
yo, what up?
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Oh,
Yes,
Najee
sir.
B, Ryan in the building, man. How you
For
doing,
sure.
man?
Amazing, bro. This conversation is long overdue. I'm glad we sat down and got it in, bro. I hope you're doing amazing. I know. What's the
Hey, man.
word? How you been?
Dude, I'm doing blessed, man. Every day out here,
Yes.
seeing my son grow inches and centimeters
Yes.
in thought and life, and seeing the
Yes.
rest of the community grow. Seeing you with the streaming consistently, I see it's just
Yes.
constantly up, man. And I know you're in your element too. So I'm happy to be, here as part of the community. And even as the world around us is shifting majorly, and as it always is, but now that we have certain things in play that are really causing shifts, I think my focus has been really just kind of educate my people. Artists taking a back seat as I've been working on getting employment and upskilling myself. So, but in the same light of that, I've been able to start being a DJ professionally. So
Let's go.
yeah, man, my love for music has come together, and one of my son's godmom, she actually was a connect who got me into the industry, and so I've been working some nightclubs and stuff, and getting my chops up, discovering new music, and
Sick.
getting cultured again in the musical world. So man, life's got its ups and downs, but overall, man, I'm being really blessed and just happy to be here.
That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. I'm hyped, bro. Yeah, so for my introduction, I left off DJ in the mix, like you going crazy, and also new father, man. So shout out to you. We'll talk about that journey, because I've been super excited, even when you dropped that that milestone achievement with the Onaji fam, I was hyped for you, bro. So
yeah.
I definitely want to know more about that. You mentioned, and I've seen a good place to start for us is taking it to today, right? And I've noticed, I'm tapped in with you on all the socials, but you're heavily active, especially on the art. You're an artist, you're an artist, you're a creative, you're a creator. So IG is kind of the home for a lot of us. And I've seen, especially with the stories, especially with, your posts and things. You've been heavily, one of the few troops out there that's going heavy for bringing awareness to global issues, bringing awareness to issues that are within the US and different things like that. The state of the world, state of the union. You've been heavily in your bag with that. So I commend you. That's a journey in itself. That is, it takes a toll on humans' mental, my G. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you.
Thank me, man. Appreciate you. I appreciate all the people around me. And, I'm standing on the shoulders of our ancestors and of people who have, fought blood, sweat, and tears and dealt with situations and presidents much worse than we have now.
And
who had access to a lot of different type of information that we have now too, right? So, I'm not able to get out in the streets and protest or be super active like that. So I do what I can with just spreading the knowledge, and of course I got my own bias to it being a Black person, but I think as I've learned through my activist struggles, it's if we can unify for Black people, that's gonna benefit everybody in the world, because it's just been like that. And so that's where my head is at right now with all that, just trying to keep the pulse on it. And then another thing I realized is that everybody can't do everything, right? It's not cover all the plates of, I can't cover Russia and America and Venezuela and this and that, and then the subcategories of all that, so I pick my lanes, I stay there, maybe throw some stuff out so people can reel in whatever they want to research. But it's been really gratifying to be able to do that, especially in a world that's so built on memes and owning libs or trying to dunk on each other.
Man.
I feel like inherently that's in me, but once I learn stuff, then it just becomes so much more powerful and structured and impactful. And I'm like, oh, well, actually, let me interpret this geopolitical situation. That's my son in the hallway. He's trying to play.
Hey, W son, W dad, for sure. Heck yeah.
Yeah. But what I was saying, like, yeah, just thinking about like how I can compartmentalize and regurgitate some of the information that I'm getting, because it is a lot, and it is a lot of legalese and stuff like this. And I'm learning, so why not be able to help make it accessible for my people? And it's really cool that you bring that up, because let the metrics tell it. It's just a few people reading my story every day, and so like to hear the impact of it actually on a human scale is awesome, right? And I think that's what it is, bringing awareness and bringing people together so we can all thrive.
My G, I love it. W clip. Nah, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, Jam. It's so amazing to have you, bro. And no, I agree heavily. One of the themes that we kind of talk about, especially in this live streaming side, is that people are out there watching. And I've noticed that too on the Onaji channel. Is like, the numbers are pretty large for starting in April, not gonna lie. And I attribute that to all the community, right? I know the privilege that I've had as a community lead to be like, the community was backing me up heavy once I pressed start on the first day. A lot of these live streamers, a lot of these content creators talk about, I started from zero, how hard was it to push through that wall starting from zero? And I was like, my advice was don't. Find some community, find some people that can rally behind you. So, and yes, Jam, I'll be clicking your stories, I'll be reading them, I'll be, I'll be trying to heart them and all that good stuff. I feel like I'll be spamming it too much, but bro, I see you and you're killing it. You're killing it.
Hey, and and I think that's a big part of this world, and like having these platforms is like, as we're leaders of communities, how do we express our vulnerabilities? How do we inform people? And how do we like connect on a human level, right? Because for me, my Instagram is more of a space, kind of like a free studio space where I'll throw some stuff. It's kind of like testing grounds, and it goes through different phases, right?
Heck yeah.
And I think that being able to like just kind of lock in with the phase you're in and being able to like move accordingly, right, with the waves of life, that's where it's at. You know what I mean? And I see that in you, man. I see it like you went from the Onaji, like the building the kind of infrastructure that's going to uphold this, right? And building the community that's within this. And I think like just having people around you who support you, it's amazing. I was just talking to Daniel earlier today,
oh, word?
Yeah, not fungible, Daniel, from the squad. So yeah, and he's a homie too. But man, I was just thinking like how awesome it is that we're able to make these connections and that we have really like similar like personalities and like sensibilities and like morals and values in the world. But like we started off at the different ends of the country, so
yeah,
it's pretty cool to stay connected and embrace community.
1,000%, Jam. And that was one of my missions in the beginning. It was like, I like this tech. I know, I kind of had a grasp on how this can affect and how this can help humans globally, right? And communities, and bridging the gap and closing, systemic gaps and things like that. It was like, and I didn't see anything I could really rock with. And I seen apes going crazy, making, going to their $1 billion valuations, making ape noises in the calls. And I'm like, okay, it's very time to just build our own table. And we did just that. And I'm so glad. And it wasn't, I'll be honest, Jam, it wasn't just me. And it was hard in the beginning. I had to have a lot of push from people behind me. Shout out to my fam, shout out to my close ones. It was like, no, finish this, do it. Cause I am a dabbler. You know what I'm saying? I am a artist. I'll find a medium, play with it until I want to get out. And they was like, no, this is important. So I'm just glad that, I've had the community support and the community leads like all throughout this journey. And just for that reason, I can't stop. I won't stop. Like I talked about, we talk about legacy in this thing, and Onaji's like our legacy. And
for real. And I think back to just, man, shoot, just like if it weren't for Onaji, I don't know that I would have been part of like of Debbie Soon's like a book project. You know what I mean? And so I think it's really important that we have representation across media, right? Both print and digital. And that was something that was a big part of my my college studies, and my senior year thesis was like, yo, we have been such an integral part of the culture, and it's sold to us, but we're not the face of those selling points, right? We're constantly the consumers of that and the progenitors of it too, right? We're the ones who bring it to life and make it cultural, right? It's not just a piece of everyday life. It's like, you know, we rock the bucket hats with the crazy designs. Like this is us, right? But let the magazines tell it. It's just like the model doesn't represent who it came from. So that being the same across the board, right? From education to politics and especially tech, where, you know, we're interested in, and I'm learning like, okay, that there's a gap that needs to be filled there. And bro, every day I'm constantly, I swear, I'm always thinking about, man, I cannot wait to get back to doing pixel art workshops. I cannot wait to get back to like doing workshops with the fam, because it's like, oh, I've been learning so much, and like figure out ways to like condense things and like throw in old history, and like there's just so much. And I see that there's just such a big gap in the American NFT space, right? It's either you're kind of like in the fine art world, you're in the hyper meme, everything's a joke and we're trying to dunk on things world, or you're in the like the fin cap world, or some like kind of bridge of those, right? But it doesn't seem like there's I saw a post the other day. It doesn't seem like there's like that punk rock Bitcoin vibe, right? It doesn't seem like there's that everybody needs to win vibe. And I was just using Grok the other day and like searching for prominent black NFT groups, and like right now, dog, like there's none. And it kept bringing up Umbadaima, and they're doing great work right now, but they're like taking a sabbatical. So it's like, who do we have to represent us? And how are we being represented? Of course, Naomi's doing her damn thing on base, right? And
for sure,
she's doing her damn thing, right? But that's like a drop. That's like a drop in the barrel. And so, you know, I just want to see the ripples of our genius and our ability to like just our input be valued, right? And then not just for VCs, but because it's like, the VCs understand like, hey, once this money is happening, this is going to be some systematic change that'll help, right? And it may take more than the time that we're on this earth, but I think like that's what my goal has been, especially like thinking about being a dad. What's going to come next? How do we make sure that my son understands like he doesn't need to understand SBF and CZ and all those things, but maybe he should understand like, yo, how do we take this tech through this rough patch to get to the area where we are now, and how do we go beyond? So,
yo, Jeff, look at episode 11 is underway, bro. Yeah, you to go. So you know, pivoting into that, you know, dad life and things like that, because I know, you know, that takes a lot of time, a toll, and attention and balance, bro. And I think, you know, I was trying to, especially there's a whole bunch of homies that are in my network that are, you know, diving into becoming new dads and into that milestone. And I try to tell them the same thing, like, just be prepared that there's no handbook, be prepared that we don't know how it's going to go, and it's going to take that balance, but stay in it, stay focused, and, you know, make sure you're present, because you can't get that time back. It's all about time. So tell us a little bit about that journey, bro. Shout out to you. How's the little man doing? What's up with the dad live vibes?
Man, you see it, man. He lights my face up. He's you know, seeing him come from like being this tall to like now he's like half my body, and now he's like is standing up and saying half sentences. It's a journey that I could have never imagined, right? It's different than having a kitten. It's different than having a puppy. It's so different than anything. And it also makes me reflect on my own youth, right, as well, and like what that means to me and the value of like just enjoying life. So I think you're to your point, like there is a time as a father where you have to reconcile what are my responsibilities and how can I take pride in those responsibilities, right? And that's something that I've had to overcome lately, because it's like, when I didn't grow up with my father really around, right? He wasn't like the most present father. He was there, but he wasn't like all up in the mix. And so with that, it's like, okay, I want to install what responsibility looks like in a household, right?
Yeah.
And even if me and his mom butt heads, and even if the things aren't right in the outside world, finances or whatever, I want to show him that, I can show up. And I think showing up for him is showing up for myself, and showing up for my partner, my girl too. And yeah, man, I think just like understanding that there is a power in being responsible for your family, like being like my boy broke it down. He was like, it's like, you don't have to do this stuff. You get to come home to a family. You get to go to work so that you can provide for them. You get to plan and become stronger so that you can lift them on your shoulders and show them the joys of this world, right? As and that's what I see as my goal, as part of my mission as a man, right? And on this earth as educator. So it mixes a lot of different worlds for me, and it's trying, to say the least. Man's been going off for the past like 20 minutes. He may miss me. He may want his cat who's in trouble. Like, it could be anything, right? And especially dealing with a child who can't fully speak sentences yet, and like trying to navigate communication with him. That's a whole nother thing, right? But it's so beautiful to hear him say eyes, right? He'll like put your eyes and be like eyes, or like knees, or to see him learn in real time, and to see him become just more of a human in real time. There's nothing like it, and I never would have imagined this experience ever. But I
it's crazy, right? It's awesome, man. Kids are really like a mirror. You know what I'm saying? But a crazy mirror, because it's like it's a cloning machine. It's in the simplest form. You know what I'm saying? So I know you're killing it. I've been seeing it. I'm so I already knew though. I already knew like because I already knew the type of human you were, just meeting you before, stepping into dad life, and I already knew that you was gonna pull up to that role and be that beacon that mainstream media doesn't highlight, but we out there killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
so, Shout out to you, Jam. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, now I have a question for you. So do you think that having children, okay, here's my question. What do you think one of the biggest changes having children was for you? Wait, before you answer that, in respects to like responsibility, right? Now, do you feel like it caused you to tighten up? Do you feel like you were already on a wave of like kind of like understanding what you needed to do and get done in the world, or was it just kind of like young Brian who had to figure it out as he went?
No, it was a little mix of both. It was mostly me having to tighten up. Not gonna lie, for sure. It was a huge like culture shift, like culture shock for me, to be honest. Like, it was I'm not an only child, but it was like I just have like a little sister, but she's kind of far in age to where I spent enough time being an only child, and it was like, it was interesting. I told my dad when I had my, shout out to him, he was the episode 1 guest on season 2, and we were talking about kids and legacy and different things like that. And we were talking about having kids and bringing kids into the world is the first like super close-knit experience in partnership and sharing. A partner coming together with a partner, creating a partnership to share specifically do something else. And I was like, that's what are you spitting? So that was me. I had to really hone in on being a partner, collaborating in that, but also sharing resources, not only to our partner, but also that and sharing it to this new human that really can't do anything by themselves. It's a very interesting thing that only you can go through. Like you said, it's not a kitten, it's not a puppy, it's not a goldfish, it's not a turtle, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't your little cousin, it ain't your nephew. Like, you were in it 24/7. And I think, damn, that's pretty cool, man. I think most of the times you really got to step up. Like, unless you really have like some solid men in your life who are like, look, this is what it's gonna be, right? Unless you have that real community, I think inevitably you're gonna have to step up, because it's like walking into the unknown, a beautiful unknown. And you know, I'm just thankful that I've been able to make it happen. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just thankful that my kid came out healthy. That was a big thing for me as well.
Yes.
Because I know, man, just working in the education system, how tough it can be dealing with kids with disabilities and special education
Correct.
system. My mom worked in that, right? So I know, like, I just got to count my blessings with this, right? Like, as long as
Yeah.
my baby boy is good, you know, I'm grown enough and able-bodied enough to make it shake. But baby boy,
1,000%.
baby boy got to be straight. Sure.
I love that, bro. That's amazing. And yeah, shout out to moms, being in that field.
Mhm.
It's a beauty, it's a blessing, and we need more humans. But that's a blessing in itself. It's a privilege in itself,
Mhm.
just to have kids without complications. Like
Oh,
pregnancy
facts.
itself is a nutty thing that we
It is.
can't even fathom as men. You know what
It
I'm
is.
saying? Like not even a tiny sliver of it. So yeah, man. Jam, shout out to you, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I
Mm.
appreciate you.
Oh, man.
Um,
Okay.
let's get into a little lightning round session,
Okay,
okay?
bet.
Because we almost halfway through a little lightning round. Shout out to Jam family if you guys are coming in. This is our episode 11 guest, super faculty member over at the U, longtime OG, Jam, man. Yeah,
Hey.
jamming his prime in the building.
Hey.
RC3, what's good? What's good? Boss is in the
Man,
building. Freeze is here. Everybody's showing love,
what's
man.
going
I
on,
love
y'all?
it. I love it. Callie's in here. Dreaming's in here. Yeah,
Oh,
man. The whole
yeah.
fam is in the building. All right, Jam.
Okay.
So first off, easy ones. Pull up my list real quick for the show. All right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay. East Coast or West Coast?
Oh, East Coast. I'm from Atlanta.
There we go. There we go. I mean, is Atlanta East Coast? It's more east than it is
I was
west.
thinking that earlier. It's more like, yeah, it's really the South, but it's on the eastern coast of um, the states.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. I dig it. What, Jam, what is your favorite food?
Woof. Okay, I'm gonna say it's a two-way tie between falafel gyros and hot wings.
There we go. Just regular hot wings, or what's your order from like Wingstop
Uh,
or wherever?
I mean, usually I'll just go like buffalo, keep it
Okay.
classic, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Now if it's KFC, I'll do the barbecue. But if
Okay.
I'm feeling kind of crazy, I'll do lemon pepper hot.
I love it. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I dig it. All right. Favorite music artist?
This month has got to be D'Angelo because rest
Oh,
in peace
talk
to the
about
goat.
it.
Um,
Yes. Rest easy,
I
King.
think. Okay, so I'm gonna say D'Angelo right now, but overall, my favorite musical artist, it just comes back to Gucci Mane, man. I just grew up with Gucci, and I think all the like descendants of trap music that he spawned are like some of my favorites. So if we'd have to go back, definitely like Gucci Mane and Outkast.
That's what's up. I dig it.
Yeah,
Nah, big ATL vibes for sure.
yeah.
Um, favorite medium, favorite artistic medium.
Ooh, yeah,
You
that's
can
a
do like
hard.
a top one or two or three, or
Okay,
if you
okay. My
have to.
favorite artistic medium. I love painting murals in any single way.
Yes.
I think they're just fun, so physical, and other people get to see them. But I think a heavy second is pixel art. It just takes a while. It just takes a little
Okay.
longer to do.
And your approach with pixel art is so amazing, man. It's like I think I was talking a couple days ago about I love mediums where you're limited with like constraints. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm,
saying? Like if I have
mm-hmm.
to design in black and white, or when we're talking like pixel art, you have just a small canvas with just enough pixels to get whatever point across we're trying to get across. So
Yep.
I think it's really cool that and
Thanks.
shout out to your old school class. Hey, if we're trying to reboot
Come
some
on, man.
classes over
We're
at the
gonna do it.
core,
We're gonna do it,
let's
man. Here,
go.
let me see.
Killers.
I'm probably within this next, if not by the end of the year, I'd love to jump it back off.
Cool.
And get that going. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something to the pixels real quick.
Yeah.
Just how I've been thinking about lately about doing a pixel project that is less about sci-fi blackness and more like rooted in Black American history. I've been finding a lot of really cool like portraits from across time of different eras and stuff. So that's like been heavily on my mind. So just
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that.
That's what I'm talking about. I
Yeah.
dig that. I dig that. All right. So getting into a little bit of tech.
Yeah.
Blockchain or AI?
You know what? AI, because I
Yeah.
think AI has a lot. I mean, they're kind of synonymous at this point, but I think
Mm,
AI outside of like the general sense is completely really powerful. And I learned today that Elijah McCoy, who's a inventor, a Black Canadian inventor from the 1800s or so, like post-bellum 1800s, he invented the lubrication cup. So basically it was the first thing that was automatically loop. It was the first thing on a feedback loop, right? So this is
okay.
like during the Industrial Revolution, he invented this thing that automatically lubricated parts, because otherwise you just have to stop the parts and like shut everything down. So I learned that he's kind of the father of modern robotics and like this feedback loops. He did not get the credit that he deserved until about 2012. But even still, he's not really in history books like that. But that leads me to my point that I think AI is very. I would choose that because not only because of that cool history bit, but I think that there's just so many applications from it, from like agriculture to medical stuff to robotics to again medical stuff. I think the medical applications of AI are astronomical and really cool, and that's where I feel like we should move with society.
That's what I'm talking about. Go to the answer, Jam's cooking. That's what's up. All right. And the last one, easy question, Jam. You know, old school Onaji staple. How we taking the grits? Are they sweet? Are we doing savory, gang?
Man, come on, you gonna do me like that?
I have to. I have
You know
to.
what? I'm a savory. I'm a
Yes,
savory
sir.
guy. So I'm
Yes,
gonna hit
sir.
it with a little sausage, a little pepper, a little
Yes.
salt. If I don't really know. Pending on the sweetness, it's not. I'm
There
gonna
we
choose
go.
cream of wheat before I go for sweet grits.
Talk up. That's the goaded answer. That's the answer. If we're going sweet grits, why we just have got
Just leave the
oatmeal cream.
room.
Come
Leave the
on
grits
now.
room.
That's what I'm talking about.
You
Yes,
get it.
goaded answer for sure. All right, Jam. Show off
Yeah.
the hat. Show off the fit. We got that thing. It's looking like
Oh,
like a spotlight. Like
okay,
what's
bet,
on the
man.
hat? What's on
I
the
got
hat?
this. I got this really cool reversible beanie from my local beauty supply salon. Let me see. We got
Okay.
some pins on
Look
here.
at this.
A lot of.
Uh,
Oh yeah, we got our boy Huey Newton. We got
sick.
Black Panther Party. We got this trans rights and Black Panther Fist.
That's sick.
And our boy Tupac Shakur.
Tupac.
And then I got my Black Panther
Hey, for
Attack
sure.
hoodie.
Kind
The
of
back of this
clever,
is so
yeah.
sick, dude.
Oh, that's sick.
Right?
Okay, I see you.
Got some denim
Fresh.
on, some socks.
Crispy white socks. I
Something
dig
light,
it.
something light.
Something light for him. Heck yeah. I love it. I love it. No, Free said fresh for sure. He was coming through. That's lit. That's lit, bro. I dig it. I dig
Yeah.
it. Cool. I love it. Man, talk one of the things I had in here, and it was about, your expertise in a bunch of different, mediums and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us, because I know one of the ones that is most impressive to humans, to people watching and stuff, is like the mural stuff. When we get to larger scale creations, get to larger scale projects and stuff, like tell us about, because that's a huge jump, Jam. You're going from like pixel based art all the way to I'm creating and painting murals. So tell us about the mural side, like what's some of the challenges in that, tips and tricks and techniques and stuff, and like your journey in that. Tell us about that.
Good question. I think the biggest thing with murals right now is accessibility, right? So as opposed to doing pixel art, I can do that on my phone. I can do it on a tablet. I can do it on my laptop. I can do it in the car. I can do it in the airport, wherever, right?
Right.
Whenever I want. And I don't have to pay nobody to do it or get clearance to do it.
Right.
Now, the same thing can be said for murals, but you usually have to have a designated spot or a wall that's like not going to get torn down. That's your own, right? Now,
Yeah.
you can't just go paint on random public property unless it's cleared for that. So I think accessibility to be able to execute it is easier on the pixel art side. But those same principles of pixel art where you are within a certain space limit, you only maybe have so much time or resources to work with, whether it be colors or money or time. That parallels really well with the mural side, because you still have to, I mean, just thinking about them both from a commission standpoint, right? Someone's going to come to you, say, hey, Jam, I got this wall that I want painted, and it's going to start, and I need it painted next month. I got $5,000, right? So that process is going to start with me, discussing what it's like for the client on both of the pixel and the mural side. But when the mural side comes out, it's a bigger contract, because I have to consider my health, right? I have to consider my insurance. Like, I'm going to be on ladders and like dealing with paints and spills and stuff like that. I'm also going to be traveling to and from the place, right? I'm also going to be, there may be a community section of it as well, where I'm going to invite a local school to come fill in some spaces, or maybe working exclusively with a school. I did that a few years ago. But all of it starts with a sketch. All of it starts with me drawing out on my iPad, either using an app called Procreate, or there's some other ones. Adobe Fresco is also good for just like drawing and sketching. And what's great about that is like I can superimpose my drawing on a picture of the mural wall, right? So thanks to modern technology, I'm able to work a lot more easily. Before, maybe like 10, 12 years ago, I would have had to take a projector out and put it on the wall and like do all this extra stuff. Thankfully, now we're able to work a lot more efficiently. So I think there is that. And so it is just as competitive as other art realms, right? It's a matter of applying to stuff, getting your name out there, who your network is, and what's your work about, right? Now, there's thousands of different types of art styles and interpretations on one type of image, right? So I think for me and for anybody else who's out there looking to get into art, maybe you don't have one style. I know, sure I don't, but being able to like express that and say, hey, I'm able to portray different things, or, I'm a portrait artist, but I also include comic things, right? Or maybe I'm an action artist, but I paint like really painterly and like really brush strokes and kind of abstract, right? So you can niche down or be wherever you want to. And I think that's the beauty of it. Is what I found in the mural community is that there's so many different types of people who have these different perspectives and outlooks on life. And it's shown in their paintings that are smaller, but people know that you're able to think the process through, right? And so whether it be from the start of the ideas of it to hashing out, where certain elements of the artwork is going to be, and then the act of like actually getting the materials and sourcing products and stuff and getting to the wall, and who knows, it may be a 1-day thing, it may be a 2-day thing, it may be a multi-week thing. And I think it really puts your business kind of skills to the test, because you really got to be out there. You really have to understand, like, okay, if I'm going to be working 3 days a week, I got to be prepared to kind of rest one, because if I'm climbing 12 feet up on a ladder for 3 days out the week, I'm going to be sore, right? So there's like these different aspects to acknowledge when it comes to mural painting. But I think that it's such a cool way to get art out there, because not only can you get a message out or something positive, but it's like, again, it's accessible on the back end, where it's like the community can see it. The community doesn't have to go to a screen or like scan a QR code or like have these barriers to entry to it. It's just boom, it's on the art. All you have to do is like be in proximity to it. So I think that's a really cool thing. And like that kind of technology of like being in proximity to art, and he's gonna proximity to art is important. What's up, IC through? Proximity to art is important, and I think like the more people can feel like their city and their surroundings are beautiful, that just like it has a net positive effect. So that's a little bit about the mural world. Also, another thing that one of my friends told me is that like if you're looking to get into it, a good thing to do is to talk to contractors, right? So if you see somebody pulling up daily and they're building something out for a client, and they're hammering and nailing away. Those are the people who you're going to want to talk to, because they have a much more direct line to the owners and to the actual owners of the building and or wall.
Right.
So rather
Smart.
than having to go through like managers and this, that, or the other, just kind of skip ahead, talk to the contractors.
Yep. The very Web3 blockchain way, cut out the middle, as many middlemen as possible. I dig it. No, that's super fly, Jam. I think there's a couple things that I took away from that. You're talking about it's a large scale project, right? So you got to think about the business side. You got to think about the planning side. How many resources is going to take? How long is it going to take? How long has been your longest like mural completion project?
Longest mural completion, I was part of a team that worked for like 2.5 months. We were painting a train station here in Portland. I'm in Portland now. And a memorial for somebody who got stabbed on the train. But we did this. It was me and like 3 or 4 other people, and we did over several thousand square feet of wall and like different terraces and stuff. It was the better part of the summer. It was amazing. Yeah,
that's sick. No, shout out to you. That's what's up. Aside from that, like the business side, planning, like you said, it puts your business chops to work, to the test. But I know a lot, like I resonate a lot what you said. It's a lot about storytelling and lore, and I noticed that too when I come across like huge murals and huge works of art in different cities and different things like that. It's like you can tell there's some intention behind it when it comes to the story, when it comes to the art, when it comes to the intention that the artist was trying to convey, like, which is super fly. But you have to, you're putting that time and energy and effort into it as the artist, as the financier or whatever. Like it's a more serious endeavor than some other, like you were saying, like there's an arm of this crypto side. It's just like memes, poke fun of everything. It's like we're not seeing huge murals of that kind of stuff because the intention doesn't fit there. So that's what I'm talking about. I see through say, we got to get you that lift, get you up there without that pain. He said, with my back, I'd have to specialize in low height walls and walkable communities.
And that's okay. That's okay. Hey, it's some window painters out here making a killing. Maybe not making a killing, but they getting some work now.
That's what's up. I love it. Nah, shout out to you, Jam. The other piece that I really wanted to touch on in the conversation, regarding the art side as well too, is the community aspect, right? You mentioned, even partnering with like kids and schools, and that's a solid way to get the community impact, but also to leverage help. You know what I'm saying? Like we got these big swatches of a simple plain color. Let's get some kids out there and learning how to paint and things like that. So that's dope. I also know that you do a lot within the communities, as far as like you're a proponent with access to the arts in these communities. And you want to talk a little bit about that, like some of the community projects that you've done and some of the partnerships that you've had in getting access to creative tools to youngsters, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like that has become some very impactful work for me. I mean, like the past 10 years, ever since I started going to college, I've been doing like community work and outreach in the educational world, pedagogy, if you will. But lately, let me see. So I started DJing, and then someone was like, "Hey, you want to host a summer workshop for some DJ kids at a music camp?" So I did that for a week. That was a blast. And kids, they're really smart and really in tune, and it's so cool because right when they stepped to the turntables, they were already scratching and stuff. You know what I mean? They may not know the biggest hip hop artist, but they know what this instrument does, and so to be able to teach them was really, really fulfilling this summer. That was a nice little fun week out with Opus School of Music. I've been an art mentor. Last year, I was a mentor for some high school kids who were like getting into animation. This summer and some previous years before, I worked with a group called Keys Beats Bars. And so what they do is they do outreach programs for incarcerated youth. And so there's I go out to this youth correctional facility every every few weeks. I'm about to pick it up more regularly here in a few months. But I've been going out there and working with these 18, 17, 19-year-old kids, young men, shall I say, who are locked up. But, you know, we have a ball. We do like painting projects. I teach them how to do lettering. I teach them how to, you know, draw faces, like all the stuff that I teach my younger kids, my older kids, all my other kids on the outside walls, like all that stuff I'm trying to bring to them, right? And to see how much that they appreciate that and see how much like they appreciate my presence, bro, that's some of the most impactful work ever. So if you're out there in the world and you're like, man, I don't know where to be at, like those brothers and sisters in youth correctional facility love a good vibe, loves learning something new, and you know they're young folks, so they want to soak it up too. So that's been some of the work that I've been working on, and outside of my own fatherhood, but that has been really showing me like what I can do, and the work that I'm doing, and the knowledge that I have gained.
Yeah.
Screw all the hundreds of applications I've done. Screw all that. This is value. This is where my value lies, right? And so to be able to like juggle those realities is crazy in real time. But I'm, you know, that's what I'm here for. It's like, okay, that can't stop me. Like you were saying, bro, like I cannot stop, even though, you know, I want to dabble in everything else. Like, no, let me stick this out because it's going to matter to someone, and that someone may not be me as it matters the most, but like I got to be a vessel for that. And so, you know, I see you doing the same thing with having this, and I'm excited for you, bro. I'm proud for you, dog. I'm excited to see where it goes.
That's what's up. Likewise, same to you, man. Like, and that's the beautiful thing about the Onaji fam and the adjacent communities that are doing similar things to what we're doing. It's like we all kind of sometimes, you know, disperse back into wherever we're out, what our realms and different things like that, but we're still cooking. I already knew and know you was doing your thing out there, you know, representing Onaji and representing Jam as, you know, as the soul you are. I ain't have no problems. I know Jam is out there doing the work that I would approve of. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's cool just to be able to come back and have those conversations, like, you know, and those impact and those things, like, you know, you're telling me everything that you've been doing and none of it surprises me, Jam. Not a single thing. It's like, of course Jam is up to that. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah, bro. Shout out to you. So what's up for the future? What's next for the future? What's down the pipeline? Like
the future is, well, right now I am I mentioned earlier that I'm upskilling, so I'm learning a lot of different trade things right now. Thank you. I see through. I can't do anything I want. I'm learning upskilling right now, just to get my trade notches in my belt and understand more about that. If y'all didn't know, Home Depot has like this training program. It's free. It's a few hours. It's not the most in depth, but if you want to get the basics of like construction, HVAC, and all that stuff, I've been delving into it, and I've learned a lot. Right. A lot of the stuff is not very simple, not very complex things. It's just a matter of, you know, making sure the steps are right. So that has been good. I'm looking to get into some project managing. I don't know how I found about this Black in Tech type of thing that connected me to the seminar, and I ended up winning a certification for like Microsoft project management. So that's going to be my next endeavor here within the next month. And let me see. Shoot, dog. I'm looking at a mural with soon here. I'm gonna be picking up more DJ shifts. So really, that's my immediate future. And yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to it, bro.
I'm looking
forward to it for real.
I love it, bro.
Also upgrading the DJ gear, because I want to do more with that. And then like some of my stuff is in storage because I moved from Atlanta to Portland, so I really want to kind of like reconsolidate, get back on my streaming vibe, get back on my art vibe, get back on the courses vibe. And I know it'll come. You know, I just gotta line it up.
So I'm talking about, we believe in you, Jam. That's what's up. We already know it's all gonna work out. With the DJ side, my G, what's one of your go-to songs that you know you could play at any time and it's gonna get the crowd hype? You need to get the crowd to be like, oh yeah, move their body. What's the go-to jam in the day?
My brain wants to say because I see that song, but I skip over it. I only play it like once every 3 sets. I'm not I think okay. my song right now, colleges, yes. Shout out I see through. My songs that'll get lit right now. Oh, gotta be 310 Baby, Rock Your Hips, the guy who did
Okay.
Soak City.
Yes.
Right. Let me see you do it. He had another song called Rock Your Hips, so that's a good one. Gets the body moving. And then I don't know, man. A lot of the Y2K classics are always good. Always good. But that's the main one right now.
I love it. Nah, shout out to 310 Baby. That's crazy because, like, you know, I'm over here, you know, pretty close to South Central, and yeah, he goes up. He goes up.
I'm learning all about the different slaps from him to Shorty to Callan for real, and so many different people, and it's like really cool to like train my ear on how y'all talk down there. It's so different.
I love it. No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Jam, cooking, man. So yeah, so when can we, you know, when can we get a pixel art class back to the U?
Oh,
we ain't got to plan it right now. But I'm just, you know,
look for one before the end of the year. Okay, definitely. If not an announcement for how I'm gonna roll it out. Damn, this. I was just looking at this Onaji U logo, and this is beautiful, man.
On the stream.
Yeah, that's really nice. Sorry, I got distracted by cool art. No, shiny.
You know, shout out to Boss.
Shout out to Boss. Oh, yo, happy birthday to Big Dog Boss. Another year around the sun, man. Big happy birthday to him. I think, I'm looking towards the end of this year. I should have some motion as far as that's concerned. Cause yeah, man, it's been a while since it's been a year or two since I did that. And I know I was doing my streaming. I was doing the Sundub like music and live art. So that was cool. So I might, you know what? I might do like combine them or just kind of do separate days. Separate days might be easier, just an hour each. Because I love just hanging out with y'all for like 2 hours in the Discord. But I think just to make it a little more accessible for people, just crunch it down to an hour, 45 minutes. And we can knock something out, right? Or just, do multiple series of that like that. But they've definitely learned a lot and definitely have a lot of and we have all this like amazing streaming tech now. So
exactly. I'm learning a lot on the video side. Check this out. We got this comment from Icy Through Going Crazy. He said, how about this? How about the DJ class, though?
Come on, man. Whatever you want. I'm happy to teach. I'm happy to teach. I don't see where my tools are. I got. I can give you all the basics. I can, figure out what you want to learn, and I can teach you. Or if you just want to like learn how to run a certain program or something, I can make that happen too, man. I'm happy to share my knowledge with the fam, for real.
And that right there is why Jam is faculty at the U, because that is the mission, mindset, ethos behind us. Like, what do you want to learn? We're gonna help you learn it. You feel me? So shout out to you, my guy. That's lit. That's lit. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to tap in with a new class, man. I want to see. I just want to know how to make mashups. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Icy Through is deep in his music production bag now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. So we're gonna have to connect for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I've done some music production in my day. And have some stuff on SoundCloud. You want to make mashups? Yeah, dog. It's way easy. It's way easy. I mean, you just kind of, especially now, like that's the thing, dog. We have so much access to technology and whatever. Like you can find acapellas of songs, and even if you don't have the acapella, you can AI strip the music from it, right? So I think we're in a really beautiful time of tech capabilities that are being overshadowed by its misuses. So shout out to you, man. I can't wait to hear the music.
Heck yeah, same. I see. We're trying to hear some jams. That's right. I dig it. That's awesome. Yeah. All right, Jam.
Hey,
what are a couple things that you want to leave as your legacy, my man? Get back deep into it. What's your impact that you hope to leave on the world, or how are the future humans, view Jam? Like Jam, we're grateful that Jam did this. So what? Yeah, let's get deep into it.
Crazy existential question. I think that I really started thinking about that when I saw my artwork on Debbie's book earlier this year.
Talk about it. Tell us more.
Bro, come on now. That was really like that.
That's one of those milestones, one of those things.
Yeah, bro. I'm still like kind of setting into it because it was the spring of 2024, and I was doing my thing, hustling super hard. I think baby was my baby here yet? He was just about to be here. He was on the way. And Debbie hit me up because I had done a lot of work with the Hug team and freaking what's his and the Zuckerberg, Randy Zuckerberg.
Mm-hmm,
so I'd done a lot of work with them, pixel art wise. And so basically she hit me up like, hey, I want you to help me out on this book cover. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And so, over the course of the year and into the fall, we made it happen, sent her all the final stuff. And, she sent me some updates, paid me, no problem. The business was perfect. I love that. Shout out to Debbie. That's probably why she's going up right now, making all these business moves. Because she's a solid person. But and then, dude, when we started doing the digital rollout, that's when it kind of got real because I didn't realize like how connected she was. So she put out a pre-sale mint for Digital Mavericks, the name of the book. And so I did all these pixel arts for various projects, influencers in the space. And so, oh yeah, there we go. Shout out our girl Latasha.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, here we go. And so when this came out, when this site came out, you can see it says pre-order. You can pre-order the book on Amazon. That thing went #1 in pre-orders. And then it got like, bro, it was like over, I want to say over 9,000 minutes, something like that. Or maybe it was over.
It went crazy.
It went dumb, bro. And that was like, what? Like it was my art attached to this thing. And so it felt like all the hype that I've been seeing for these past few years, all that energy, it was here for me. And like, bro, and then once that happened, that was a nice little cash out from that. And then when the book actually dropped, that was a whole nother thing, bro, because what happened was the book dropped and then I started seeing it in people's hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the thing about like with pixel art murals too. It's like there's this digital side to it where you can't really hold it, and there's this physical side to it where you can behold it, right? That was super deep. That was so awesome. But there's this like to see people in their hands, bro. And I have like at least 60 pictures of people holding their books, like, yay, Debbie, go. And it's like, I'm not even like tripping that they're not like, ooh, Jam, like this, we cannot wait. Like, I know, like, that's my art, dog. Like, that's nothing's ever gonna take that away from me. And to see that in people's hands when it's been my whole like life career to get my art out there and to share it with people and to share my art and stuff. And maybe this isn't like the complete, like, Jamali, like, this is the book, you know what I mean? Like, that's coming. I can feel it. But like,
yes, sir.
When this book dropped, dog, it was like, oh, this is my year. You know what I mean? And then the year got progressively worse. But but it was like that. It was, and I've remembered that to this day because like, and so to come back to your question, how is that reflected on legacy? And for me, having that printed book be a real thing, ISBN number, like this is the Library of Congress, like this is not only here, but it's abroad and it's digital and it's and it's in Barnes and Nobles and it's like this is me, you know what I'm saying? This is Black history. This is Black presence. This is you know what I mean? So to
representation right there.
Representation, everything that I've been studying here for, here's the jumping off point of that, or a jumping off point of that for me, right? It's not like all the other work that I haven't done hasn't been valid, but it's just like this work in this space. I don't know, man. And so on the tail end of that, the book launch and everything was awesome. And I think something that was important for me was like, this success is not my success. This is for Debbie, but it's like a shared success, right? Even if she's not shouting me out every post, like I know what it is,
right?
And I know her heart, right? And it's not. And what do I look like ruining my blessings? Like, oh, but you ain't gonna shout me out. Oh, but Jam did this, right? Like, no.
Talk about
I'm
it.
very grateful for this opportunity, and I've got my own place to spin right now, and I know she's gonna handle it because of her connections, because of her energy, right? And so, that book launch didn't like breed a lot of like sales and like extra stuff for me, and that's okay, right? But what it did do was plant a seed in my mind that what I'm doing is actually beneficial, right? Even through all the late nights, even through sometimes my partner getting mad at me because I just want to draw. Sometimes, just the all the struggles that I went through, knowing and feeling my purpose and feeling like, yo, this is what I grew up with, and this is that I'm gonna push out, right? And it's part of my soul. I may not know, what it's always gonna be and what it's meant for, but I think when that book dropped and when I saw it in person and when I went to Powell's bookstore here in Portland and was like, hey, can you pull it up? And it actually came up on her system. Like
that's crazy.
It's crazy, and it's like that. I see it as a spark, to whatever else I got going on. I don't know what is to come. I'm always praying and intentional and like manifesting the best, but I had no clue that was going to even work like that. She said I was going to do a book, and I was just like, all right, yeah, cool.
Right.
But, it totally flipped, and like she had the whole eyes of crypto of crypto Twitter on her, right? So, and then not to mention, but freaking what's that dude's name? Kazomo de Medici. So he's a big artist person. The book was in his newsletter, dog. Like
that's crazy.
I didn't have to enter a contest. I didn't have to shield to nobody. Like it came. You know what I mean? So that's I don't know how that. No, let me say that I feel like that is the legacy that I want to leave, right? Like to be able to impart my art on the world in a selfless way, but with the pride and the confidence to know that I can do it and teach it and proliferate it until the end of time for myself, right? And then and I think that's a very, very, very powerful thing that not a lot of artists have, right? And not a lot of artists like cultivate, and not a lot of focus is put on the artist to cultivate that, right? So I think for me, the legacy is being able to see that our book is real, to see that the murals I'm doing are real, to see that they're standing years after the time that I painted them, and to know that my son, that my cousins, that my friends, family, students, the people that I affect and I network select, right? Those people are they'll know like, yo, Jam painted this, Jam did this, Jam was like in
I think I'm losing you a little bit. Long story short, Jam did that. Jam was cooking
community, and I think that's that to the community, and in due time you will definitely see the light of that, or maybe you won't, but you can. I definitely want it to feel like I want to feel like, yo, when I leave, I want to feel like, yo, I put in work and I use my time to damn where best I could. Fuck yeah, I spent 700 hours playing some video games, but you know what? I also made some murals that people are going to see for years and years to come, right? And so I'm human, but I also that I want other people to feel human too.
Yes, that balance. Jam. You cooked, bro. You got the chat. They said this is an amazing episode, bro. Like, and I already knew it was gonna go that way. You know what I'm saying? Chat, real quick. If you guys have any questions for Jam, put them in there. We'll do a little questions. You got a couple more minutes, Jam?
Okay. I got you.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah. The family was a Halloween party, so we got some time.
Yeah, Freeze in the chat said Jam needs his own pod, and Big facts. Big
Hey,
facts.
I was just talking to Daniel about this earlier.
Yeah.
We had a riveting conversation about like the Bible and stuff earlier today. I'm not like a super Christian, but like I grew up in that, and so like I'm doing a lot of like cross pollination between my adult woke thoughts and like the Christian thoughts I was given as a child. So we had some really good conversations, and plus I like to draw and like be around people. And man, if y'all were in town with me, we'd do like artist meetups and like all types of stuff. You know Metamoo?
Of course.
Oh yeah. So that's another thing. I don't know how I forgot that. We've been collaborating all year long. Friggin' Portland, what was it? Bitcoin Pizza Party. We had a huge event for that. We were we had a table at Unblock the Block with what's its face with Foster the People. They were performing there, but it was Bass who put that on. We got another thing coming up tomorrow. So follow Rose City Web3. We're doing a lot of this. If you like what I'm doing, follow them because they're doing the same thing.
Metamoo, shout out to Rose City Web3 cooking, bro. Like everybody, you know, OG Onaji fam as well too. Adjacent communities just cooking, killing it. Jam, I love it. One of the things I wanted to say, you know, when you're talking about the book side, and you know, you were mentioning like it's a full circle crazy moment. You know, you're talking about your conversation with Daniel today, and I had a conversation with Chat earlier today, and we were talking about, you know, a lot of times these groups and, you know, these collectives, uber talented groups of people, but they can't set the ego aside. You know, they can't play on the team, they can't play their position, they can't, you know, do the role that they're supposed to do. And we're talking all about that earlier today. But you know, you mentioned like, you know, with Debbie, you know, that it was like, it was her book, right? She's the author, writer, with all that good stuff. But you created this beautiful cover art that, you know, if you know about books and you know about book design, like that's what draws the eyes to open the book, you know. And for me, you were talking about it was a crazy moment to where like, oh snap, this is happening. It's like kind of like print / merch design. When you see your product in the real world and you see it in businesses and places and people are picking it up, they're taking, like I was one of those people. I seen it in my Barnes and Noble. I was so proud. I was like, I know them. I snapped it, shared out all of my socials. You know how I do. So I was just proud to know that you cooked that up. And to your point, you know, it might not have been like super fruitful and like you got all these like, you know, what you call it, like
brand deals and stuff.
Brand deals, exactly. But you know, and I know, and everybody else knows out there that like your art is beyond professional. Like it stands a test of time on Barnes and Noble bookshelves, and not a whole lot of artists can say that. So when I seen it, I was just proud. I was like, yo, Jam is out here cooking. So heck yeah, keep going in, bro. We're gonna keep connecting with you. Yeah. Any last words you wanna give the chat before? Oh, let us know where we can find you, my G. What's up with the handles? We'll shout all those out. Let us find you.
Okay. So man, just touching on that last point.
Yes.
Yeah, dog. I think that that's, you know, I think about all the times. Let me just say it like this.
Yeah.
Onaji's such a dope ass community, bro. Like I could the excitement that I felt when I saw that black ass PFP after seeing countless animals, like weird ass abstracted humans, black people, but only with the Killmonger. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like to see that, and then you know, Losers Club was like right parallel with that. It was like there's no way. And then you know, it was like I was already following Marcus Prime, and so like everything just like seemed like it fit. And just to see representation again, that representation, bro, like that's fucking legacy. You know what I mean? Like, that's. And I feel that when I talk to y'all, when I'm in these chat rooms with y'all, I feel like, man, like, yes, this is where I wanted. This is the black tech people that get me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that, and they're real. They're not just bots out there. They're not somewhere out there. Like, these are actual folks. And I think that's so cool. And so I think man, shout out to you for holding on to the old Onaji legacy and keeping it going and staying tapped in and having it evolve, right? And not being so rigid. And again, like not living in our ego, right? And I think that's so beautiful because, like, you know, eventually we're gonna have the funds to do what we want, to have Onaji Fest, and to have you know, like all the crazy stuff in the background, right? Like, have that reality. But I think like the people who are with us now can see, like, yo, we're just real people who are just trying to share our journey. And that's so yeah, man, I appreciate you for joining me on the journey and just being a solid rock of support, dog, man. I don't know how I could have done it without you. And damn, for real, because it's you know, it feels like I'm in a paddle boat in a big sea of crypto bros out there.
I hear that.
Especially being smart, black, and an artist, right? And like that, it feels like and it also feels like a lot of our co-people like in the crypto world are in Africa. You know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't seem like there's a close knit to it. Although there are a lot of people in it, it doesn't feel like that. So to be in this space is so awesome, man. And you know, just go tap in with Onaji. The Discord has types of information. I'm in there from time to time, dropping art stuff, doing job opportunities, and you can find me right now. My website is getting maintenance right now, so jamart.net is on hold, but you can find me on all my Twitter. All my handles are at JamStarX.
JamStarX, baby.
JamStarX, baby. So yeah, you can find me there. That's on Twitter. Being a goofball and ranting about stuff, sharing art on Instagram. I'm also being a goofball, sharing a little more activist stuff, and just trying to keep people informed and up to date. And you know, just yelling to the internet at some bots. Nothing special. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Get at me. Oh, and you know what? I post most of my DJ updates on my Instagram, so follow me there. And that's I'm also on TikTok too, but not as much right now. So
yeah, I hear you.
Instagram,
all the socials, man.
Get at me.
For sure. Yeah. Jam, bro. He said at least you're self-aware. I see through. I love it. All right, that's what's up. Jam, my guy, the GOAT. I appreciate you so much, man. Our episode 11 of the season 2 Undivided Attention couldn't have gone better. I already knew you was finna come through and cook, man. We appreciate you. Freeze said I'm gonna definitely be in that class, most definitely. She has some incredible art. Freeze dabbles in a bunch of pixel art too, as well too.
Really?
So, yes.
Okay. Freeze, you gotta tag me in something, bro. And I love supporting the fam. I'm quick to repost. Like my page ain't that special. Like I'm quick to repost and put your art out there for sure.
Heck yeah. All right, Jam. Man, you the GOAT. We appreciate you so much for, letting us give you our undivided attention, my guy.
Man, what a great way to walk into the weekend. I hope y'all are all fun and fancy and Onaji friendly out there, man. Make sure y'all tap into the Discord. Make sure y'all stay on the Twitch, man, on the stream. Shout out to you, Onaji, man. Weren't you just at TwitchCon?
I was. It was amazing. This week has been goated, bro. Like from Friday to Friday. Yeah. That's one of those ones.
That's what I'm talking about. Good vibes. I can see it in your face. Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on, bro.
All right, G. All right, man. We'll see you later. I'll tap in with you in a little bit. Peace. Appreciate you. All right, G.